and welcome to Daily Planet. I'm Jay Ingram.
And I'm Zaya Tom. Later in the show, we'll take a look at today's tragedy off the coast of Newfoundland and some new life rafts that could help save people in future disasters.
But first, we're diving under the ice of the St. Lawrence River. Get ready for an icy plunge. Being underneath inches of ice sounds like a nightmare to most, but for Graham, Tom, and Mike, it's a ticket to paradise.
You're in another world. We were never meant to go underwater, and just being able to use technology or equipment to get underwater is just pretty exciting.
They run a tour company called Arctic Kingdom. It's their job to get people out to remote locations and to keep them safe.
There are more risks involved than in typical open water diving, but with proper training, it's not anything that any diver couldn't easily master.
Everyone thinks we're crazy, but it's a lot of fun. And life's all about having fun.
Today they're scouting out new dive locations under the ice of the St. Lawrence.
We're going into a bay where there are a couple of old hulls from ships that were abandoned many decades ago. And going to cut some holes and see what's underneath. This area is very widely dove in the summer months, but as can be understood, very few people ever come out in winter. Most ice diving is done close to shore because of the risks of ice and amount of equipment needed to get out.
This airboat allows them to get to places most divers can't get to in the winter.
The airboat that we're using allows you to move safely over all types of water, frozen water, ice, thin ice, thick ice, over snow, without worrying about how thick the ice is.
It'll get you where you need to go, but this is no smooth ride.
You have to be careful about staying in control. The boat is flat, so unlike a typical boat which has a hull on it, a hull is used to keep the boat stable in water and in waves, and an airboat has a flat hull in order to slide over the ice. So you do need to get a bit of a feeling for the speed and also how to brake.
The best way to stop is also the best way to lose your lunch. Once the crew gets out to a spot, it's time to check out the ice.
Tommy, go for a walk. I think you could walk on this if we were in a dry suit.
They may be here to dive, but not until they're good and ready.
I'll walk on it. I'll put my dry suit on first. I don't have any desire to be... What's that show on Discovery called? Guinea Pig? Isn't there a show called Guinea Pig? Yeah, no, I'm not him.
While the guys knock the ice around the back of the boat, Graham hops off the front and checks how thick it is there with a harpoon.
Oh, you see, that was 2. All right? So 1, 2, meaning you can walk, but a snowmobile would fall through, and even walking is the minimum to walk.
2 strikes and it's probably safe to walk on the ice. 1 strike, you better get back in the boat. Guys move on to another site and start to prep the gear.
We also use diving equipment called rebreathers, which will recirculate the air that you're breathing. And this is the sophenolime, which absorbs carbon dioxide. So it takes the carbon dioxide out of your exhaled breath. So all of your breathing is actually going through, being filtered through this chemical in order to remove the carbon dioxide.
There's 21% oxygen here, and we use, what, a third of it? So we exhale a lot of it. So what we're doing is we're just using every bit of oxygen in the tanks that we have. So that allows us to stay under longer.
The more time, the better when you're diving in the winter. The colder it is, the better the view.
Yeah, you can see the shipwreck right there. It's a very beautiful world because it tends to have the best water visibility, it tends to be calm. The blue hues of the light coming through.
The colder the water holds less suspended particles. The densest water, fresh water, can get is about 4 degrees Celsius. And just below the ice surface is where it's the coldest, and it can get down to 1 or 0 degrees. Cool. Literally, cool.
Any cold is soon forgotten when you start to look around.
Oh, it's magical.
When you look down, you can't really tell you're under the ice. But when you turn over, what you see are it's like a crystal world of ice, and the way the light comes through.
Quiet, peaceful, interesting, and very relaxing. We'll be able to hear you walk on the ice.
Fun little dive.
Oh yeah.
The dives may be done for the day, but that doesn't mean the fun is completely over. Now, that looks like Canadian fun, right?
Yes.
Fun, a little cold, but fun.